Welcome, hockey fans across Canada, the USA, China, and around the world to CWHL Live, empowered by Hilberg and Burke. I'm Nico Cardarelli, joined by Beth Clipper, and we've got a great game on tap for you tonight on CWHL Live. Should be a fantastic contest as the Markham Thunder gets set to take on the hosting Toronto Furies. Let's take a look at the numbers brought to you by MNP. Beth, we should have a fantastic contest here tonight as we've got some pre-game festivities. Of course, this being the season opener for both these teams, and should be a great game between these two rivals as we get the starting lineups on the ice in just a moment. But lots to look ahead for in this game, and it really starts between the pipes for both of these teams.
Yeah, exactly. Starting in net for the Markham Thunder, they have Erica Howe. She just came back from Team Canada camp, so coach says she's ready to go. She's really excited. On the other end, for the home team for the Toronto Furies, we have Sonia Vanderblake. She's excited to get going in the net as well too. So we got a good matchup here tonight.
Longtime member of the Furies, Vanderblake, the number one goaltender this year, as longtime Tendy Christina Kessler has hung up the skates, and we wish her all the best in retirement. We're going to send it down to ice level for player introductions. It's the Markham Thunder. It's the Toronto Furies. Puck drop is just moments away. First period is brought to you by Scotiabank as we're coming to you live from the MasterCard Center in Toronto. My name is Nico Cardarelli, joined up here in our booth by my color commentator Beth Clipper. And you can connect with us throughout the day, throughout the night on social media. Beth, why don't you go ahead and throw out your handle for the folks if they want to tweet at you.
You can catch me at Beth Clipper.
You can catch me at Bro Behind the Mic. And as always, make sure you give the CWHL a follow as well for all the latest and breaking CWHL news. As we've got Commissioner Brenda Andrus down at ice level for the ceremonial face-off. Beth, we should have a really fantastic matchup here tonight. We already talked about the goalies a little bit, but with this being a centralization year for the Olympic girls, it's going to be a season of opportunity for a lot of players who maybe didn't have the chance to step up in the past. And I think tonight we're going to see a lot of players maybe step up into a role they're not accustomed to.
Exactly. Talking to the Markham coach, he said that players are going to have a chance to fill those roles and really step up and just have their own play and just be recognized out there.
So the players to watch throughout this game, you'll want to keep an eye on Jamie Lee Rattray for the Markham Thunder, one of their top producers over the last few seasons. And again, with some of their Olympians being away with Team Canada, she's going to be expected to really fill an offensive role. We should mention that Jess Jones defecting down to the NWHL, that's a lot of goals that Markham are going to have to come up with, and it'll be interesting to see who gets those tallies for the Thunder. I think we can keep an eye on Nicole Costa throughout this game. She ended up being the third overall draft pick in the 2017-18 entry draft for the CWHL. She'll be wearing number 22 for the Markham Thunder, and as you mentioned, we talked to Coach Kevin Stone a little bit before the game, and he had a lot to say about Costa. Silky smooth hands, great wheels. Can't wait to see what she brings to the ice today.
Yeah, he said they're definitely going to take advantage of this big ice, drive wide, use their speed to their advantage, and just get pucks in deep and keep it simple.
And on the flip side for the hometown Furies, well, again, they've got their most offensive threat away with Team Canada, Natalie Spooner, over at centralization camp right now. So they'll be looking at players like Emily Fulton, who steps in for the ceremonial puck drop, and other players like Carolyn Prevost to step up and fill that void with Spooner gone.
Yeah, they're definitely going to need someone to step into that leadership role. Losing their captain, someone's going to have to fill that role and step in, and they're just going to have to move on without Spooner.
As we get you set for the opening puck drop here at the MasterCard Center in Toronto. You're watching CWHL live on CWHL on the CWHL.com/watch. The Toronto Furies will don their home blues. A little bit of white trim there. Maple leaf in the middle and the TF emblazoned across the center. And the Markham Thunder, yes, that is correct. The Markham Thunder make their official debut here, regular season debut. And they've got a sharp set of unis, those predominantly white sweaters with some green and black trim. They're looking sharp, and both teams are looking ready to go.
Yeah, we talked a lot before. They're kind of looking like the Dallas Stars over there. Very similar, bright green. They look good. I don't hate them. I like them.
It's a good look. And we've got some great hockey coming up in just a few moments.
Yeah, both teams are also sporting pink. There's a massive tournament going on here at the MasterCard Center. Pink in the rink for all minor hockey girls teams around the region. So it's exciting for everyone here. A lot of fans.
It should be an exciting game with lots of youth in the lineup. A lot of, I wouldn't say inexperience, but certainly a lot of debuts with the respective teams, as Toronto has 8 players with their first year wearing the Furies jersey, and Markham, well, they've got 5 players who are officially with the team for the first time. And then you've got some players like Carolina Urban, who's returning to the CWHL after a bit of a hiatus. So it'll certainly be, this opening game, I would expect a bit of a feeling out process.
Yeah, definitely. Both teams played each other in preseason, split the game, so this will really be the ultimate test of as to who's dominant. Forget about preseason, leave it all on the ice now. First game of the season, it's a big one.
Erica Howe will guard the goal down to our right. Sonia Vanderbleek takes position between the posts down to our left. The referees dot the I's and cross the T's, and we're just moments away from puck drop. Can you tell I'm excited? It's our first broadcast here of the season. You're tuned in to CWHL Live. Richards on the draw for Markham. Beezer there for the Furies. This period brought to you by Scotiabank. And we're underway here from the MasterCard Center, as Markham will chip it into the zone, and Saunders first back on it for Toronto. Good touch pass. They try breakout, but that's broken up by Richards. Griggs spins away from the forecheck of Beezer and plays it to the far side. The Thunder looking for a quick change here, at least with the D, as Rattray scoops that one up. Rattray, top of the circle, lets it fly, but that one into the shin pad of Saunders, and now Toronto will just flip it out through the neutral zone. Simmons goes for the cross-ice pass. Room here for Rattray to skate. Brings it across the blue line. Stops on the dime. Looking for a passing option. Tried to get it over to Skeets. She picks it up in the far corner, but runs out of real estate, and here comes Toronto in transition. At the blue line, Prevost out-muscles her check. Vela lets the shot fly, and that one got redirected in front of the net of Howe, but ends up in the corner without any further danger for the time being. As DeLay plays it up along the boards, but held in by Prevost. Second effort, that one got outside the zone, so Simmons will have some time here to navigate for Markham. Bit of a sloppy pass. That one's picked off by the hard-checking Prevost. Centers it in front. Howe got a piece of it. Second opportunity goes wide. Gaskin lets the shot fly. That one off her own player as it hits the backside of Williams and over to the far boards. So pretty good pace to the game early on here. A minute and change gone as Toronto applying some good forechecking pressure.
A lot of teams trying to get those quick changes in. Markham almost caught Toronto sleeping and had a great opportunity there.
Nicole Brown couldn't quite corral that one. That pass intended for the defensive partner Stewart nearly picked off. Now here comes Toronto in transition. Arambaru has it picked off her stick. Nice job there by Barbara. And now Markham will try breakout from behind their own goal. Long stretch pass, that one picked off. Ends up on the stick of Laura McIntosh. Played it forward, intended for McParland, but out of her reach. Back behind the net, Sydney Kidd turned over. McParland with it, skates out front, lets the shot fly, and Vanderbleek got a piece of that one and directs it behind the goal.
She was square to that shot the whole time. She was reading it and just ready for it to be gobbled up.
Well, she did well to make the save, and nothing doing on the ensuing rebound. Toronto try break out here from below their own goal line. Good touch pass where it's scooped up by Gagne. Danielle Gagne, just her in there all alone, tries to take on three Markham players, and predictably she's dispossessed, but a good effort there in all alone by Gagne. The Furies rim it around the boards with force, held in at the line by Wallace-Chuck. Nice job there as Vanderbleek comes out of her net, leaves it for the defender, and the Furies will break out. Good stick handling here. Nice pass. Gagne tees it up. Good kick save. Big rebound right in front. And Howe will corral that one. Unable to get a second chance there was Jess Grady, but some good action at both ends here.
Yeah, that shot was a perfect opportunity for the rebound right off the far pad. Most teams look for that to get in and go and get that rebound, as you can see it right there. She just lost it in her skates, which is unfortunate, but that plate, it's always a solid one to go with, and Coach said he wants to keep everything simple, so.
Jeff Flanagan making his head coaching debut as that shot off the draw. The stick of Emily Fulton lets it fly, and the blocker of Erica Howe turns it away. But yeah, Jeff Flanagan making his head coaching debut here for the Furies, and it was great to speak with both coaches before the game. We should mention that Jim Jackson not on the bench tonight with family commitments. So Kevin Stone and Candace Moxley taking over the coaching duties tonight for Markham as Beezer corrals that one. Pass intended for Julie Allen, but bouncing puck off her stick, and once again it's Simmons with it for Markham. A little bit of physical play there between Allen and Wolaschuk. Nothing doing as Markham bring it across the blue line. Taylor Woods just loses her edge, but Rattray scoops up that puck. Centered in front. Richards lets it fly, and sprawling down to get a piece of that shot was Campbell before Vanderbeek holds on for the save.
Yeah, she was square up again to that shot. She's really good at tracking the puck and finding where it is. Her player just missed that block there, but it was a valiant effort. You just can't let them get the shots through and take away those passes.
Well, Vanderbeek knows this team well. Of course, she spent a few seasons with the former reincarnation of the Brampton Thunder, but now facing off here tonight against the Markham Thunder, and as a member of the Toronto Furies, which she has been for the last couple seasons, Vanderbeek certainly knows how to read these players. Centered in front, bouncing puck intended for Brown, but she couldn't quite direct it on net. Played to the near side where Simmons lets it fly. That one tipped by a high stick, so we'll have a whistle here and a stoppage in play with 15:25 to go in the first.
Seems like there's been hardly any whistles so far in this play. Everything's been quite the fast pace, really back and forth, both teams getting their chances and trying to get that first goal on the board. That's always exciting to get the team morale going and get everyone excited.
Last couple home openers here in Toronto, we've had to really grind it out for that first goal. We'll see if we get one sooner here. Skeets lets the backhander go. Didn't quite get all of that and steered aside easily by Vanderbeek. Williams tries to get it up across center ice. Nothing doing. Brown picks it off. Nicole Brown, draw pass. That shot again, not quite everything on the shot as letting it fly was Grigg. We've got a penalty behind the play. Tripping, I believe. Actually, it's going to be interference, the call against the Furies, so Markham will get their first power play opportunity as we approach the 5-minute mark of the first period.
This is a really great opportunity from the Furies.
Actually, sorry, this is going to be against Markham as Skeets heads to the box, so it'll be Toronto with the power play.
Again, so it's a great opportunity for the Fury to take full advantage of this. Power plays are always just the chance for you to get that first goal, and that's what they're all about, offense. And Kevin Stone did mention that their team is very aggressive, so we might see seeing a couple trips to the box.
12 wins in the regular season last year for the Thunder. The Furies finishing fourth after the regular season with just 9 wins. So certainly both of these teams with playoff aspirations once again this year. It's going to be a little bit harder to get to the postseason this year with the addition of 2 teams from China. We'll bring you one of those matchups next week from Markham as the Thunder gets set to host Kowloon in that game. So that'll be a great debut as Toronto on the power play here. Puck picked up by Beezer, hits the circle into the corner. She corrals it back to the point. Campbell thought about the shot, plays it near side to Fulton. Back to the point for Beezer. Beezer to Fulton. Near side, feeds it far side over to Campbell. Campbell kicking it to her stick. Back to the point. Beezer, Fulton just out of her reach, and a chance for Simmons to clear the zone. Fans on the clearing attempt. Fulton. She's held up there by Simmons. Puck into the corner with a $1:10 left on the power play. Centered in front. There's the shot right on, and a good save by Howe. And a better job with that rebound control as well.
Yeah, that was very well done. Toronto just looks a little scrambly right now. They need to get their passes on. Talking to Coach before the game, he said he wanted to keep everything simple. Don't do anything fancy and play within yourself. You can see them just get that opportunity there. They're just going to keep working until they can get one past Howe in the net.
Zubak on the draw for Toronto. They win it back to the point. Molson on the near side, but it's Vela, the forward, playing the point here on the blue line, who plays it behind the net. Couple Furies dig it out. As Zubak plays it off to her partner, Dingeldine. Dingeldine back to the point. Vela tees it up. That one's blocked fearlessly by Richards. 45 seconds left on the Toronto power play. Molson thought about the shot. Now lets it fly, and that one redirects just wide of the cage. Howe doing a good job between the pipes, being aggressive on those shots from the point, coming out and cutting down the angle. As Barbara, pinned in the corner, ends up turning it over. Vela receives the pass. Nice diving effort by Wallace-Chuck to get a stick on that, and it deflects up and out of play.
Yeah, when you're on the penalty kill and the puck goes in the corner, you want to be the first one. You want to win those races. You want to get puck first, and that's what you got to do. Just try to clear the puck as much as you can and block those shots like we've seen the forwards have been doing so far.
I want to remind you that the action here is brought to you by Scotiabank. You're watching CWHL live, and you can tune in all season long at the CWHL.com/watch. Was that shot from the stick of Campbell well wide of the net. Saunders keeps it in as there's 10 seconds left here on the Toronto power play. Tight to the far side of the net, trying to tuck it in there was Danielle Gagne, but nothing doing as Howe shuts the door.
The Fury have 9 seconds left on their power play. They got to be careful and watch that box, see if Markham try to sneak one past them with that long stretch pass. So it's where you got to be defensive-minded in that point.
It'll be Devin Skeets coming out of the box for Markham in the next 9 seconds, assuming Toronto unable to capitalize here. Markham do a good job to clear the zone, and that'll do it for the first power play opportunity of this game. Toronto unable to capitalize. So the Furies will start up again. Nothing doing there as it's picked off. Teams exchanging puck possession and now some room to skate. They dump it in. Gagne gives chase as O'Grady peeled off for a change. I'll give Kristen Barbara a chance to skate it up here for Markham. She hits the blue line, has support, makes the draw pass. McParland, toe drag, lets the shot fly, and that's kicked away by Vanderbeek. When we talk about players stepping up and filling a void, keep an eye on number 91, Jenna McParland for the Markham Thunder. She was tremendous last year for them, and you got to think with all the extra ice time available this year, she's one to step up. Nice job by Becca King to step up and take away the lane there as Ella Stewart and Becca King collide together. Dingledine tries to reverse the breakout here as Toronto just pinned a little bit inside their own zone for the time being. Sydney Kidd, good pass. A little bit of a dangerous pass through the middle, but no harm, no foul as Williams brings it to her backhand, puts it on, and that's kicked away by the goaltender Howe. King scoops it up for the Thunder, backhands it off the glass. Intended for Hartwick, but couldn't quite track that, and here comes Toronto back the other way. Gaskin leads the breakout. Gaskin with room to skate. Puts it right on, bouncing puck, and that one snagged by the glove hand of Howe with 11:30 left in the first.
And that was great rebound control by her. She's just got to be able to scoop those up or paddle them to the side as much as you can. Get that traffic out in front of the net. And just take that rebound away from the Fury.
Face-off coming up to the left of goaltender Howe, and it'll be Beezer on the draw here for the Furies. Bouncing puck. It's corralled by Markham. Woods on a second effort gets it up to Rattray. Rattray with room to skate. Tries to go outside back in, but nice job by Saunders to just keep her away. Turned over, bookmark that if Markham can capitalize. Wallace-Chuck, her shot off a skate and into the far corner. Nice job by the Thunder to hold the line. Rattray has it taken away from her. She continues to fight for it. As Lindsay Grigg giving her some support. Grigg steps in from the blue line, and again the Thunder keep the puck pinned in the zone.
The Thunder looking to keep cycling that puck in that corner, trying to regain some offense.
And with the puck not going anywhere, pinned up against the boards, we'll have a stoppage in play with 10:49. But you mentioned the cycle, and of course we spoke with Jeff Flanagan. That was one thing he mentioned in our pregame chat.
Yeah, he wants to stop the cycle, he said, because he knows they're infamous for keep on doing that in the corner, and they just want to jump in and take that opportunity away whenever they can.
Off the face-off, the Thunder battle for it up against the boards and down behind the net where it's scooped up by Kidd. She's checked closely. Nice job there by Costa to cause the turnover. Brown tries to feed it back out in front. Nothing yet as Skeets gets it back to Brown. Tried to do a little bit of give and go, but that's broken up. Still Markham have possession at the line where it's kept in by Nicole Costa, the 3rd overall pick in this year's draft. Good effort, but nothing doing as Skeets tried to hammer it in front, and now Hartwick on it for the Thunder. Turned over at center ice. Teams battle for possession and put right on goal there by Brown, easily handled by Vanderbeek. Vela has it poked away from her and crashing down to the ice there. Ella Stewart has it picked out off her stick. There's a shot wide of the goal. Urban for checking. There's McParland as well for Markham. McParland back to the point. Simmons lets the shot fly through traffic, and Vanderbeek does well to make the save and then corral the rebound.
Surprised she saw that with all the traffic, and that shot made it through, and that's always important for defense. You want to get those shots through. Nothing's worse than a shot block and hitting those shin pads. So I've seen a lot of shots get through tonight. See if one of them ends up in the net.
One other game going on, and we'll get to some updates on the out-of-town scoreboard as it's Boston and Montreal doing battle. And last check, it was 2-1 Montreal. We'll give you an up-to-date update in a few moments as Markham break out here, and it's a potential 2-on-1. McParland, she's got McIntosh with her. Jenna McParland, stick handles, centers in front, and oh, just wide of the cage. McIntosh probably should have done a bit better on that one. Markham continuing with possession as McIntosh battling for it, and then it's stripped away from her, and here comes Toronto through the neutral zone. Gaston at the end of a shift, Gagne will just dump it down, and Toronto gets some fresh legs out there. Well, that was potentially our best chance so far, the 2-on-1 for Markham, but for all the shots that have gotten on net, they were unable to put one on goal when it really counted.
Yeah, that's definitely been the most exciting chance of the night, and just no finish on that. So still early in the game. The girls are getting the flow of everything, especially Markham. I'm sure they're used to this ice, but it's still always get gas playing on a big ice like this.
And you can see on that replay that brilliant move by McParland to drag it just a little bit wider so she could feed the pass back in front, but for McIntosh, unable to put it on goal. Otherwise, we could have had a potential opening goal here, but with 8:30 remaining in the first period, we're still scoreless in this contest between the Toronto Furies and the Markham Thunder, as it's the Thunder scooping the puck up at center ice and dumping it down. Saunders first on it for Toronto, but she's checked closely by Becca King. Saunders stops, reverses, and gives it off to Campbell, who pivots, and now plays it near side to Beazel. Out of her reach, and a chance for Markham to maybe catch him in transition, but just offside. Jamie Lee Rattray not happy about that call, and that'll bring the face-off back inside Markham territory.
She was not happy at all, and Markham's tried that play a bunch of times. They've tried to catch the Toronto Furies on a change and do that stretch pass and get an opportunity from this, but so far no dice for them.
So face-off in Thunder territory to the left of goaltender Howe. Off the draw, Williams tries to put a backhander on net, but not enough mustard on that one, and it's subsequently cleared down the ice. Kidd will start it up again for the Furies as they skate left to right as that one's picked off. Bit of a knuckler there as Woods let the shot go from distance, but no trouble for the vet Vanderbeek.
That was a nice keep in there, just diving and leaving it all on the ice just to make that little extra play, and looks like Markham has the momentum right now in the offensive touch.
Vela on the draw for the Furies. And that's Costa on the draw. That is Costa stepping up there for Markham to take the draw. As the Furies pinned behind their own goal right now. Nearly turned over again. Good forechecking there by Skeets. Costa gets a piece of that breakout attempt, and it stays in the zone for the time being. Finally, the Furies get it out to center ice and no further. Picked up here by Skeets. Lets the shot fly, and Vanderbeek squeezed it just long enough to get the whistle.
It looks like she didn't know she had that second player with her. She could have slid it over and catch the goalie, but she seemed to be all by herself. But still another great offensive opportunity for the Thunder here.
And once again, a chance coming off a turnover that they've caused. So really good pressure by Markham and something for Toronto to tighten up, as we've got 7:20 remaining here in the first period of play. A scoreless game so far between the Markham Thunder and the Toronto Furies. Megan DeLay first back on it for the Thunder, but just as quickly it's hammered right back in the zone. Howe leaves it for DeLay as she skates it along the near side. Tries the far side stretch pass. That's broken up by Michelle Saunders, who gains the blue line. Brings it into the corner. Tried to center it out front, but a couple of Thunder jerseys converging down low and break up that centering attempt. D-to-D pass nearly picked off as McIntosh in the far corner, pinned there by Allen. But now Urban a chance to play it forward. Into the skates of McParland. Urban's still there with it. It's picked off her stick. And the Furies gain the zone. Sydney Kidd stepping up for Toronto. Backhands it into the corner. Played back to the line by O'Grady. Once again, Kidd plays it down to O'Grady. Behind the net on her backhand, O'Grady stick handles. Maintains possession. Plays it back to the line for Kidd. Kidd under pressure. Lifts it back to the far corner. O'Grady down low to Gagne behind the net, near side. Gagne dumps that one off for Delaney. Cassidy Delaney, stick handles. As along the near side boards, Gagne steps around one, the second attempt, and just directed wide to the near side post. 5:50 remaining in the first. Kidd, her shot blocked, and McParland unable to corral it and get up the ice. Both teams looking a little gassed and expect changes to come here. Stewart under pressure. Kidd there as well. McParland does well to take it away from the defenders. Nice move to get around a second player. Dumps it off. Unable to corral the clean shot was Ronsberg. Still a rolling puck dangerously sitting there. And finally Toronto here to the near side boards. Willis-Chuck keeps it in the zone. Good job there. King steps off the half wall. Nothing doing yet. Back to the point for Wallace-Chuck. 5:10 to go. Puts the shot right on, and King may have gotten a bit of a piece of that one to test Vanderbleek, but the Toronto goaltender not letting anything by her yet. We've still got donuts here.
Yeah, as you can see, McParland making full use of her stick handling skills around there and just trying to get the puck through, and a great defensive play there. But again, Markham still getting those offensive opportunities at the other end of the ice. We saw Toronto actually working the cycle, and that worked out in their favor.
Ronsberg steps up on the draw for Markham, wins it to the near side boards, but it'll be Haley Williams there first for Toronto. Williams trying to get some separation. She gets some speed, passes, tried to pass in front, but what a brilliant defensive play by Costa. And then Williams ended up crashing into the end boards in some discomfort there, and we'll have a stoppage to ensure that there's no injury.
She looks like she'll be okay. Got up right away, so maybe just a little shaky. Going into the boards is never a great feeling. That was a great defensive play by Costa. Just getting the stick in the lane and taking away that pass. Goalies love when you do that. And there we see a bunch of fans out for this tonight's game. All the minor hockey girls teams coming out and supporting both teams.
I think with the colors on that sign, it's safe to say Becca King is their coach, number 2 for the Markham Thunder. But it's Carolyn Prevost from the Toronto Furies lifting that backhander over top the net. Kept in at the line by Molson. Now on a second effort, the Thunder clear it down the ice. Now that's one of the unique aspects here is a lot of the players on the ice end up coaching minor hockey teams. There's a shot. Rebound! Oh, what a save by Howe! Are you kidding me?
Wow, that was unreal.
That was straight reflexes, and Erica Howe takes away what should have been a sure goal as Jess Vela knocked that puck off the rebound. A big save there from Howe as these teams continue to battle for the opening tally with 4 minutes remaining here in the first period. Saunders with the puck for Toronto. Playing it forward, but out of the reach of a teammate, and a chance for Jess Hartwick here to lead the breakout for Markham. Good job to get the pass over there. Barbara receives it, hits the blue line, stick handles, looking for a passing option. Comes right back to her, feeds it out front, just out of the reach of Brown. Here comes Emily Fulton, skating up the ice, tries the toe drag, lets the shot go, and Howe turns that one away. Puck still loose, squirts out in front, and Brown will just backhand it down. Teams getting changes on the fly here. Dangerously rolling in on goal as Ella Stewart and Devin Skeets come face to face. And the referees will ensure cooler heads prevail.
I think Vanderblink just grabbed that one. And there's that amazing save we have there. That is highlight reel for sure. That's one she won't forget, especially in the season opener.
I was going to say, it's a season opener. Is it too early to say that's a save of the year candidate?
It was pretty fantastic.
I mean, that puck was going in the net had it not been for the reaction of the glove hand from Erica Howe. Pretty spectacular save in this first period. As we approach the 3-minute remaining mark here in the first, McParland scoops it up at center ice, room to skate. Doesn't have a lot of support, so she stick handles, holds up, and now gets some help from Wallace Chuck. Shields it away from the would-be checker, passes it back to her defensive partner Simmons, who plays it down to the far corner. McIntosh checked closely, leaves it for Simmons, who spins around one, and tremendous effort from Simmons to keep the puck in there until she's knocked down to the ice. Molson uses the glass to get it all the way down, and that gives Toronto the chance to get some fresh legs out there with 2.5 minutes remaining. Wallace Chuck plays it off the boards, out of the reach of McParland, who at the end of a shift peels off, and again a bit of a lackadaisical approach by the Furies with the puck around their own net. They play that one off the side of their own goal. Here's a chance now. Dingledine in all alone, and that one turned aside by the pads of Howe.
A smart play by Harwick there, clearing the puck out front so nobody gets in there on that rebound.
Stretch pass intended for King out of her reach, and that'll be an icing call here against Markham with 1:58 to play in the first.
You can tell Toronto's defense are just, there's that opportunity there. Harwick just was out of reach there, but that rebound clear was just perfect because there were a bunch of players coming in to get on that. But yeah, Toronto's defense, they're wanting those changes. They're getting, looks like pretty gassed back there, so it's important.
Ooh, off the draw, Campbell rips one, and McIntosh, well, she's feeling that one. Actually, check that. That's Fielding Montgomery who got in the way of that rocket shot, and it looks like it hit her where there wasn't a lot of padding around the glove, maybe the midsection. And Montgomery will be helped off to the bench here.
That one looked like it sting, and she just kind of it just kind of hit her. She didn't really know it was coming, and it was just kind of a reaction. And it's a great block, but in the end, it's just got to sacrifice your body.
Well, and with a bit of a smaller roster than most, Markham can ill afford any injuries. They'll want to be sure that Montgomery is able to shake that off and hopefully returns to action soon. As off the ensuing draw, teams battling for puck possession. Gaskin was hammered against the boards. Bit surprised there was no call there. Play continues on. Campbell steps in from the point to keep the puck in. And then moments later, it's cleared. Liz Knox, the backup goaltender for Markham, livid over the fact that her defender was taken out behind the play, and it was Barbara who had her legs taken out from her, no call. Play continues on. Taylor Woods makes the pass up to Richards. Richards runs out of room, and that time will get the call. Hooking interference, hooking the call with 1:08 left in the period. Markham heading to the power play.
This is a big opportunity from Markham. First and last minute of every period is always big. You always want to win those. This gives you momentum going into the next period and all that. So it'll be important for them to capitalize here.
As it's going to be Brittany Zubak heading to the box to serve the 2-minute hooking minor. And Markham will set up on the power play. Costa on the draw. Wins it back to the point. Barbara, far side. They get it back to the point. Barbara just holds it in at the line. There's the one-timer. McParland checks her stick, and she snaps it there, and that explains why the puck never made it on net.
She just put everything into that shot. You can tell as the stick broke from that.
She would have had a great opportunity with the goaltender having to make that lateral movement on the one-timer. Nothing doing, but McParland right back out there with the puck on her stick. McParland tries to cut to the net. She's taken out, and the puck stays in the zone where Wallace Chuck pins it up against the far boards. McIntosh digging away for the Thunder, and with 23.6 seconds left in the period, we'll have a face-off.
It's important last 23 seconds. But going into the second period, they'll have that other minute of the power play they'll want to take full advantage of. Maybe regroup in between periods and get something going.
With 20 seconds left here, the Thunder still have the power play opportunity, and they'll try move it around. 10 seconds left. Wallace-Chuck with the puck at the line. Feeds it far side. Barbara down in the far corner. Rattray, time and factor, tries the sharp angle shot. Nothing doing. 2 seconds left. They're not going to get another opportunity out of that one. But great action at both ends of the ice in the opening 20 minutes. A pretty good pace of play so far here in this game. But ultimately, after 20 minutes of play, it's still scoreless. So that's the end of the first period, brought to you by Scotiabank. The Markham Thunder and the Toronto Furies are tied 0-0 after 20 minutes. Stay tuned because we've got Beth going down rinkside for a player interview, so we'll bring you that in just a few moments. As the teams leave the ice, they'll head back to the dressing rooms and talk some strategy before coming out for the next 20. Well, it looks like we've got Emily Fulton down at rink level. So as soon as we get Beth set to go with Emily, we'll bring you that interview. Again, you're watching the CWHL live on the CWHL.com/watch. Connect with the CWHL and other fans by following at the CWHL on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We're just getting Beth and Emily set in position here down at rinkside. Again, you can connect with us on the broadcast through Twitter at Beth Clipper. You can connect with me, Nico Cardarelli, at Bro Behind the Mic. And again, make sure you give the CWHL a follow as we've got Beth and Emily Fulton standing by at rink level.
I'm here with Emily Fulton. First period out of the way. All the nerves and jitters out. Season opener. What do you guys need to do to get on the board? You got a pair of zeros up there.
Yeah. Just like you said, all the nerves are out. I think we just got to bear down on our battles, keep winning our small battles all over the ice, and just put the puck on the net. We haven't had many shots, and you gotta put the puck on the net to score.
Coach said the message was to keep everything simple. How do you guys feel you've done that so far?
I would say we could do a better job of that. We're trying to, force passes, put pucks where they don't need to go, and just kind of focus on the little things and make the simple plays.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Back up to you guys.
Thank you to Beth and Emily, and we'll have another intermission interview coming up in just a few moments, but for now, we're going to take a quick break as we bring you these words from our sponsors. 20 minutes in the books, it's scoreless between the Markham Thunder and the Toronto Furies on CWHL Live.
Made a wild grab for it and fell. Here's another The thing that excites me the most about this collection is the fact that we're able to celebrate the diversity of the Canadian landscape. Our actual campaign really celebrates the beauty that Canada is.
To be with a brand that fully encourages women to reach their goals and their true abilities, that's something that's really special.
When I was 7, I wore these gloves. They held this stick. Well, these skates carried me over the blue line. We won the championship, and now it's all yours. Cool. Oh, and this mouth guard. I'll get my own. Thanks.
The 5th season is when spirit for the game gets passed down. That's why we're proud to support over 5,000 teams.
The Pink in the Rink tournament here, being hosted at the MasterCard Center. How big is this tournament? How many teams do we have here so far?
So this year, in our 8th year, we've grown it from just under 100 teams when we started 8 years ago to over 210 teams, 4,000 athletes coming in from the United States, all over Ontario, as far as Michigan, Chicago. It's
so how do you feel? How do you feel has it grown? Like girls hockey in general, can you see it getting bigger?
It's getting bigger and bigger every single year that we host this tournament, but overall we've noticed that when we start the tournament registration early on in about May, June time period, it's sold out within a week. So it's growing exponentially, and I think next year the only limitation to growth is ice time. If we could have more arenas, we could grow a whole, maybe to 300 plus teams.
So what events do you guys have going on supporting Pink in the Rink?
So there's a number of events going on to support Pink the Rink, most notably the pumpkin contest, where teams have been given pumpkins to paint and dress up, and it's voted upon a Fury as to who's going to be the winner. There's a bunch of Instagram best pink pictures. There's one cupcake sales are going on to drive money for support of breast cancer support fund, and then there's the all famous Chuck the Puck at second intermission of this game.
Awesome. And how do you feel that watching the CWHL, the girls wearing the pink jerseys and supporting themselves, how do you feel it's been an influence on the young girls here?
Oh, it's a huge influence on the girls. I know when my daughter started in Novice B a number of years ago, now it's a lifetime ago, she first saw the girls out there in these pink jerseys, and she said, that's what I want to do. I want to play hockey, I want to wear a pink jersey, I want to go out on the ice and do this. So I've noticed over the years, we've had to turn teams away from going on the ice to be with the Furies. They all want to do it. It's very inspirational.
It is an awesome cause. Thank you for everything, and thank you for the interview.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Sanderson passes it to Westfall, takes a shot, and it's a no-goal. Westfall passes it to Sanderson, who passes it to Bobby Orr.
Tried a shot that was wide and Keenan cleared it but not out. Bobby Orr behind the net to Sanderson. Orr! Bobby Orr! To the Boston Bruins! Up the center, coming in as Lou. Do it like center net. And that scores! Matty McDonald! 5-10 left to play in the second. Here's Lemieux. His center penalty coming out. Look at Lemieux! Oh my heavens! What a goal! What a move! Lemieux! Oh baby! Here's a shot. Henderson made a wild stab towards Bell. Here's another shot. Right by the score! Henderson has scored for Canada.
And the crowd goes wild!
I'm here with Brenda, the
The thing that
commissioner of the
excites me the
CWHL.
most about this
and we're here to talk
collection
about
is
concussions.
the fact
How
that
do you feel the procedure and baseline concussions is in the CWHL? What do you guys use for the procedure?
We take extreme caution with all our players in concussions. We have Dr. Cruz, who works with Hockey Canada, works with IHF, and she's in complete charge of our concussion program. And it's essential for us to make sure that all our players are healthy before they go back on the ice. We have a very strict program. The players follow it, the coaches follow it, and the therapists and doctors all follow it.
Do you guys use, what is your approach to baseline testing? What do you guys use in terms of that when coming back from a concussion?
Well, that's all done through a computerized system that we use through, again, Dr. Cruz and her entire staff, and it's all monitored by them. And the program that we use was one of the programs that we picked to make sure that the players and the coaches, one, was familiar on how to use it, and two, was to ensure the safety of our players. I mean, we don't want somebody coming back and on the ice before it's time.
So what is that procedure? What do you guys put in place for a player to come back?
Well, that would be difficult for me to actually, explain that, because that'd be more a doctor's version than my version of, how a concussion program actually works.
Exactly. Thank you, Brenda.
You're welcome.
So welcome back to CWHL Live from the MasterCard Center in Toronto, where after 20 minutes of play, it's still scoreless between the Toronto Furies and the Markham Thunder. It was a pretty exciting opening 20 minutes of play as teams traded chances. Both goaltenders were tested, but ultimately after the opening stanza, nothing doing. We will start this second period with 52 seconds of power play time remaining for the Markham Thunder. So let's see if they can capitalize here with the advantage. I mentioned before the break that there's one other game going on in the CWHL today, and it's almost gone final as they approach the last minute to play in the third period. It's the Montreal Canadiens with a 5-2 lead over the Boston Blades. Pretty good start to the season for Montreal after the incredible year they had last year. Just checking the scores here in this one. On her birthday, Ann-Sophie with 2 goals so far. Was kind of expecting her to have the hat trick at this point, but not quite yet. Either way, a great start to the season for Les Canadiens. As we get set to bring you the second period of play here from the MasterCard Center, the Furies on their bench and on the ice, and we're just waiting for the Thunder to hit the ice here as directly down below us, Liz Knox makes a couple of lifelong friends as she's getting pelted with Thunder sticks right now, but all in good spirit, and especially with all that padding, they're not going to bug her at all.
Gotta love having the kids around, and you gotta love when you give them those massive noise bangers to make all the commotion. Not sure what we're waiting for right now, as the Thunder are just still waiting to get onto the ice.
So a bit of a delay here to get the second period back underway. Fielding Montgomery. She was out there. Oh, that is not a good sign for the Thunder. As Montgomery with a smile on her brave face, but with her hand in a bit of a makeshift cast there. We'll have to try get an official update at some point, but I would safely say that that's the end of the night for Fielding Montgomery, and I certainly hope that's not the end of her season right there.
Yeah, and when Kevin Stone talked to us at the beginning of the game, he said, knock on wood, we don't get any injuries. They were lucky last year. Luck not on their side right now. They got one right off the bat. So hopefully that's a quick recovery for her and it's nothing major.
Again, the right hand in a cast. A bit of a makeshift splint as she leaves the bench down to the locker room. And we'll get you an update on the condition of Montgomery if we can. But in the meantime, let's get you back to the action. It's the Markham Thunder and the Toronto Furies, and we're underway here in the second period, brought to you by Scotiabank on CWHL Live. The Thunder skating left to right, wearing those white jerseys, a little bit of green and black trim. They bring the puck in offside just 13 seconds into the period, with just 39 seconds remaining on the power play.
Plenty of time right here for them to capitalize on a goal and get the ball rolling at this first minute of the game. I'm sure that a lot was said in the dressing room to get the girls fired up and going for this power play here.
Off the face-off, the Furies win it back deep inside their own zone, and Campbell hammered it around the far boards. Kept in momentarily. Nice job. McParland picks up the loose puck. Stick handles. Makes the drop pass intended for Costa. Corralled now by Wallaschuk, who plays it to the far corner. As McParland can't quite get any space there. It's cleared down the ice. And with just 15 seconds left in the power play for the Thunder, it seems like both teams will be unable to capitalize on their opening power play opportunities. Zubak gets set to rejoin the play here. She's back on the ice, and we're back to 5 aside as we've played 1 minute in this second period of play. Nicole Costa brings the puck up. She's checked from behind, gets around the defender Campbell into the far corner, tries to feather it out front. Now McIntosh with it. Centers again intended for McParland. That one's picked off, held in at the line by Barbara. Rattray coming off the bench. Keep an eye on her as she cuts to the net. Barbara tried to feed it, but that one's broken up. And here comes Fulton back the other way. Tried the pass intended for Campbell, but they just weren't on the same page that time. Ooh, blowing a wheel there was Simmons on the fresh ice, and Fulton unable to capitalize. Looks like there's a bit of wet ice there along the far side boards and gave a few players some troubles early on. Gaskin on the puck here for the Furies. Stick handles, shields it, tries to lift it up, but that one's knocked down by Rattray. Turned over, and here comes Fulton for Toronto. Tries to cut wide, lets the shot fly. That one off the stick of Barbara and into the far corner where Julie Allen scoops it up. Allen tries to feed it back to Fulton, nothing doing. Simmons comes up with it for Markham. Simmons out-muscled on that play. Allen comes up with it for the Furies. Tries to shield it away from the check of Woods, plays it down to the corner. Centered out front, intended there for Gaskin. Missed the puck and then got a licking for her troubles. Woods receives that pass, tries to dive to knock it over to Rattray, but nothing doing, and here comes Toronto in transition. Katie Gaskin tries to keep the puck within possession, just knocked away from her and out of the reach of Nicole Brown. Vanderbleek wisely comes out of her net to touch that off to a defender. As Rambarou pinned up against the boards, out to Barbara at the point. Barbara thought about the shot, fakes it, centered it, and Skeets ends up fanning on the shot attempt, so an easy save there for Vanderbleek.
Both teams looking shaky as they're getting off to the start of this period, just trying to find their ground again and regroup to get their offensive opportunities as we still have a pair of zeros up on the board here.
So we're still waiting for that opening goal, as Beth just mentioned, as we approach 3 minutes played here in the second period. Good contest, but nothing doing to separate these teams at the moment as Costa and Stewart collide. Puck out of the zone, but it's a delayed offside, so that gives Toronto a chance to play it forward. They do, out of the reach of the forward, but icing waved off. Zubak there on the forward check. Vela pinned with the free hand. If that's not holding, I don't know what is. And finally they make the call. Pretty much had to call that one there as the free hand of the defender wrapped itself around Vela.
And she skated away with her gloves, so it was pretty evident that the evidence was right there and she got caught with that red-handed. So it'll be the other side as the Fury take to the power play for their second time of the night.
So it'll be Nicole Brown serving the minor penalty here to Markham. As Beth just mentioned, Toronto 0 for 1 on the power play tonight so far, but they'll have an opportunity to improve that. Off the draw, back to the point, Campbell shields it from the check of Woods into the near corner where Julie Allen plays it back to the point. Beezer, intended for Fulton, couldn't corral it initially, has it on her stick now. Tries to spin away from Wallace-Chuck, but that's incredible defending there as she got in the way of that one and separated the player from the puck. Cleared down the length of the ice, Vanderbleek out of her net, and Beezer will hold it now for the Furies. Skating it up with 16 minutes even remaining here in the period. Beezer gets around the check of Richards. Beezer into the far corner, ends up being out-muscled and has the puck stripped away from her where Julie Allen corrals it. And now it's turned over to Hartwick. Hartwick short-handed with room to skate. Centers it, intended for Richards, but out of her reach. And no chance there short-handed for Markham. Yet, as Richards, tried the fancy deke around O'Grady, but nothing doing. Richards will bounce that one wide of the goal. 50 seconds remaining here on the power play for Toronto, as we're still scoreless in the second period. Woods tried to get that loose puck. Shot down behind the Markham net, and Hartwick will lift it off the boards, and there they go, get it down the ice. Beezer from inside her own blue line quickly turns it up. Dingle-Dean does a good job to kick it forward. Prevost, nice stretch to hold the line and stay on side. Bookmark that with 20 seconds left in the power play. And then just as quickly, Markham clear it down the ice. Jamie Lee Rattray, short-handed, beats Vela to that loose puck, but both go into the corner. And that'll take away any would-be chance for the Thunder. Grigg does a nice job to step up and break up that long outlet pass, and really nothing doing at all there for Toronto on that power play chance. Good kill by Markham, short-handed. Shot from the point, big rebound. Brown unable to corral it. Wallace-Chuck with the puck at the point. Holds the line, good job. Woods with it, thought about the shot, tries to feed it out front, but that's broken up. And here comes Prevost. Makes the pass to Zubak. Zubak across the blue line, tees it up through the shin pads, and the second shot got through and was turned away by the blocker hand of Howe. Skeets drops it there for Brown. Brown shields it from the defender. Pinned up against the boards by Prevost. Loose puck, and now it's picked up by Delaney for Toronto. Backhands it off the boards and down the ice as we approach the midway mark of this second period. Loose puck picked up here. Skeets, her shot rolls wide of the net. Second effort off the stick of the defender Campbell and ends up behind the goal. Nice job by Nicole Costa to keep the puck in here. Toe drags around one, makes the pass inside. Oh, what a save! Great chance there for the Thunder, but Vanderbleek stays with it and turns it away. Icing call here against Toronto as the action heating up with 13:22 left in the second.
This Markham team just looks like they're trying to throw everything on net and get every opportunity they can. And as you can see there, backhand to backhand, and she just kept poking at it and almost got one there. Tough break for the Markham Thunder here.
Well, you can see the thought process. Maybe try slip it between the pads of Vanderbleek, but great job by the Toronto goaltender to track the puck. Tremendous lateral movement, and it keeps it scoreless. Here comes Toronto in transition. Shot from distance, turned away by the blocker of Howe as Gagne let that one fly. 7 minutes played here in the second period. Nearly turned over there in front of the Markham net by McParland as Beezer applying the forecheck. Fulton comes up with the puck. Shields it, lets the shot fly, and again another good save by the blocker hand of Howe, just getting enough to direct that over top the net. McParland, she's been working hard all game, gets to that loose puck, tries to center it in front. Still with possession, knocks it in front, and that time it's turned away by the stick of Vanderbleek. So both goaltenders being called to action in the last few moments, both making good saves and keeping this game scoreless with 12:25 to play in the second. Alexis Wallace-Chuck gets around one, tries to gain the blue line. Now she does. Oh, just goes in offside, so we'll have a stoppage with 12:16 left.
Great puck work skills by there. Just unfortunate that got that offside, especially ruining a perfect offensive opportunity like that. But Markham just keeps pounding away and doing a great job.
While the teams have traded chances, you're right, Beth, it seems like Markham has had momentum throughout most of this game, and it'll be interesting to see if fatigue becomes a factor, especially with the shorter bench for the Thunder. As they feed that puck in deep, it's a foot race. King and Molson get to it at the same time. King with the puck in the far corner. Checks her options, has a defender bearing down on her, so she just dumps it away, and now Toronto will come the other way in transition, led by Dingledine. Dingledine with room to skate. Cuts wide, forced wide, and centered in front, but not a lot on that shot from Gaskin. It ends up in the far corner. Lifted out down center ice and inside the Toronto zone where Shannon Molson, and it seems like she's been here forever patrolling that blue line for the Furies. Certainly one of the leaders on this team, Shannon Molson. Gets it up to Prevost. Prevost drops it to Saunders. Lets the shot fly. And a good arm save there by Howe. Got the catching arm on that one.
She was just a second quicker. She might have had her.
Yeah, it looked like there was just a little bit of hesitation in releasing that shot. Maybe a little bit of second guessing as Rattray went down to her knee to try and get that shot off. Nothing doing. Turned over, Simmons dumps it right back in the zone, and just as quickly it comes out, and then DeLay steps up to hammer it back in. Saunders, who had that great chance moments ago for Toronto, plays the puck near side. Vela at center ice, backhands it forward, but that one's picked off. Saunders steps up, hammers it into the zone, and then gets a much-deserved line change there. Great shift that time for Michelle Saunders. Rattray makes the pass near side to Woods. Now it'll be interesting to see how Rattray, as we've got a penalty coming up here to Woods, she's going to be called for holding as she took her player down behind the play. But what I was going to say was it'll be interesting to see who Rattray finds chemistry with throughout this season. She was so reliant on Jess Jones. I mean, the two of them last year had such great chemistry. So far, it looks like they want to find chemistry between Woods and Rattray, but in this instance, it leads to a penalty to Woods, and Toronto will have their third power play chance.
Yeah, and again, Kevin Stone talked about new chemistry and coming into this team and just people finding just messing with each other and just finding their new players who they like playing with. But Markham's got a big opportunity to kill this penalty.
Campbell lets it fly off the draw, and that one never made it on net as O'Grady won it back to the point. The Furies dump it in. Allen gives chase. O'Grady picks up the loose puck. Back to the point for Campbell. Nice draw by Urban to get the loose puck, and she's going to draw a penalty here against Toronto. So that'll be a short power play chance. Just 25 seconds gone on the power play before Carly Campbell gets called for holding herself.
So we'll have some 4-on-4 here for about a minute and a half.
And with lots of speed out there for both teams, it'll be interesting to see if anyone can take advantage. As Jamie Lee Rattray out on the ice for Markham, no surprise there. Maybe a bit surprising that she's taking up a position on the blue line here to start this 4-on-4. I think that was just for the face-off, though. As Griggs shifts back down to the blue line and Rattray steps up. Rattray steps up and causes a turnover by the net, but she's checked closely by both Williams and Molson. Somehow it still comes out to the Thunder. Wallace Chuck knocked down. Never could get the shot away. Richards causes the turnover. Rattray checked closely. Rattray muscled by Williams, centered out front, but out of the reach of Grigg and down the ice. And then out of that scrum, behind the play, Rattray down and in some discomfort. I didn't see exactly what happened to her, but that is not a good sign for Markham.
It was actually really fluky. She ended up getting hit by her own player. She was spinning around and her player was coming behind the net and just unfortunately ran into her, and she went down to the ice and looked like head first or so. And she's definitely in some pain right now on the bench. Hoping nothing too serious, as they've already lost one member of their team.
Yeah, hopefully it's just her ego that's bruised and not the body itself, because as you mentioned, with Fielding Montgomery leaving this game with injury, Markham can ill afford to lose any more players at this point. 50 seconds of a 4-on-4 remaining before a short power play for the Thunder, and they'll get a longer power play as Fulton will be penalized here, stepping up and laying the body on McIntosh. Body contact, the call, 2 minutes. Emily Fulton heading to the box as we get another look at that big hit at the blue line.
Big opportunity here for Markham. 4-on-3. Oh, and there's the hit right there. She just stood her up at the blue line. Both teams looking very aggressive out here tonight. Everyone wants that first season win.
And the first goal here, as both teams still waiting to get the opening tally of their years. Off the face-off, the Furies hammer it down the ice. As Beth mentioned, it's 4-on-3 here, a power play for the Thunder led by McParland. She brings it across the blue line, drops it to McIntosh. Drops it now for Barbara. Lots of traffic in front of the net. Barbara creeps in. Look at the defenders at the top of the circles. Barbara fans on the shot, still has it. Back to the point for McIntosh. McIntosh again at the top of the circles here. Quarterbacking this power play. Goes far side, now back to the top. Wallace Chuck, her shot off the skate of Saunders. And Saunders feeling that block shot. First penalty over, so now it's a 5-on-3 for the Thunder. And they score! On the power play, Kristen Barbara. It's 1-0 Markham.
That was just a beautiful shot there, and as time expired, she just walked around, slid it to the far side over the blocker there, and you can see the relief on, got the monkey off the back. First goal of the season, first goal of the year. Markham's going to be rolling now, as they'll still be on the power play with a minute 30 left.
So a big goal there for the Thunder, and they're going to try double up with a $1:39 of 5-on-4 power play time still here. And they've wiped it off for the time being, but with just 4 skaters on the ice for Toronto, I think it's just a matter of resetting how much time was on the clock there. But a big goal for the Markham Thunder, and Kristen Barbara, who I guess technically we can still call her a rookie. She only appeared in about 3 games last season for the Thunder. But man, did she ever make an impact there for Markham on the power play. As Beth mentioned, stepping in from the point, catching the goaltender with that lateral movement and going to the blocker side as Vanderbleek kind of shifted over. Big first goal in this game for the Thunders. We got a bit of a delay at the scorer's box.
I think they're just still trying to figure out the clock. Not too sure what's going on right now. Everyone's just staring up at the clock right now.
Well, it gives me a good opportunity to check the out-of-town scoreboard, and I would think that it's a final at this point. But I'm just waiting for the web page to load. On last check, it was a 4-2 lead for Les Canadiens Montreal. As the teams awaiting the housekeeping here to get sorted out. Gives us an opportunity to remind you to get social with us and the CWHL. Follow at the CWHL on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and join the discussion. And of course, you can connect with Beth and I throughout the broadcast. You can tweet Beth at Beth Clipper. You can tweet me at Bro Behind the Mic. Get us some of your tweets. Let us know who you're cheering on, where you're watching from, and if we can, we'll get to a few shout-outs throughout the broadcast.
The players are certainly getting their breath back right now, as this is quite the delay we got going on here. They're trying to figure out the clock right now. Something to do with the penalty.
Well, and you can certainly give us some insight here. You're a member of the Ryerson Rams women's hockey team and a youth sports athlete. So on the ice, put yourself in this mindset. Your team just scored a goal. You're on the power play, and now there's this long delay. What's going through your mind? How do you keep the legs going and the mojo going?
It's just excitement at this point. You just want to keep up and get the vibes going, and everyone just use this momentum to your advantage. You know you still have time, so just try to relax, calm the nerves. You know you're up 1. You just want to get that safety goal and keep the ball rolling.
And we're back underway with the Markham Thunder holding a 1-0 lead and on the power play here for just a little bit longer as they get the puck into the zone. Oh, just offside. I thought Nicole Brown had held the line, but the officials say otherwise.
She tried to keep her feet off, and she had her stick forward. Almost got away with it, but of course the refs have to spoil it.
We got the best players in the world, and we got the best referees in the world as well here. Good job by those officials to make that call. As Skeets comes up with the puck here for Markham. Skeets puts it right on, and Vanderbleek has to squeeze tight to ensure there's no rebound on that chance.
They're just constantly driving their net. You know they're gonna try to get those shots through and work the puck around the top as they've done before in their power plays, and just use that quarterback at the top to get those shots through.
Kristen Richards steps in to take the draw here for the Thunder. We talk about these players dedicating some time to minor hockey programs. Richards, one of the very talented coaches with the Etobicoke Dolphins youth program. She steps in on the draw. The puck goes to the far corner and now hammered around the near side boards. Beezer lifts that one down the length of the ice. And the Thunder will have to start up again behind their own net. Wallace Chuck with the puck. Plays it near side to Grigg. Grigg goes for the long stretch pass to Woods. She's held up at the line, and once again, Markham called offside. 7:33 remaining in the second.
There's no time in the clock for the penalty, so not sure how much time's left in that.
Off the face-off, Woods. They haven't started the game clock. There they go. As Wallace Chuck steps around one, gains the zone, drop pass, redirected on net.
They were looking for that backdoor play there.
Richards Makes the pass, back to the point now for Grigg. Thought about the shot, lets it fly, redirected, and trickles just wide of the net through the blue paint. Rattray back to the point as Markham's still on the power play. That one-timer by Simmons, great stretch save. Vanderbleek just got the right pad on that one. Fulton now out of the box, so back to 5-a-side, even strength hockey. But Markham capitalized, and they nearly do a second time there as Rattray got held up by Molson. Otherwise, she would have had an empty net to tuck it into.
Great looks there on the power play for this Markham team. A lot of momentum going forward after that goal.
Yeah, big goal, and then as you mentioned, the subsequent chances that came. 1-0 the scoreline here. The Markham Thunder with the lone goal as Jamie Lee Rattray peels off on the delayed offside. So that'll give Toronto a chance to break out. They get to their own blue line and no further. So they'll try again. This one hits the official along the far side boards. Play continues on as McParland scoops it up. 6:10 left to play. The goal scorer, Barbara, has it on her stick. Simmons over to McParland. She's checked closely. And eventually the puck taken away from McParland. Here comes the Furies. Dingledine with a great chance, and Howe makes a better save. It looked like there was a lot of net there, and then Howe took it all away.
There's just great lateral movement. As she got over, she would just square right to her and just got that with her blocker and gobbled up the rebound. Her rebound control has been great so far, letting nothing get by her in that sense.
A nice job by Alexa Aramburu to set up Dingledine, get her the puck, and then nice one-on-one effort by Dingledine as Urban is asked to leave the face-off dot, and for Markham it worked out. McParland won the draw. They end up turning the puck over in the process, and now it's on the stick of Delaney. She's checked closely. O'Grady in there for Toronto. Now Markham, courtesy McParland, get it to the line, but no further. Off the end boards, lively bounce and a good heads-up play by Gagne to try tuck it past Howe, but the veteran goaltender not letting that one by.
The Markham defense just clearing everyone out in front of the net, make sure nobody gets hacks at their goalie after the whistle.
Maybe the best goaltending duo in the league, although there are some tremendous ones, but Markham certainly boasting one of the better ones with Erica Howe and Liz Knox. And so far, Erica Howe has been perfect here tonight. Skeets ends up blowing a tire there, trying to get to that puck. Nearly worked out for Markham as Koska almost had it on her stick. Teams exchanging puck possession. Back to the point, Skeets, Brown, her shot attempt blocked. Costa sends it back in front, and that one turned away. Wallace-Chuck tries to spin away. Bouncing puck off the side of the net. Centered out front, back to the point. Wallace-Chuck lets it fly. That one just screeches wide. Good pressure right now from Markham. They're trying to double up on this lead. But here comes Toronto in transition. Zubak, she's got Prevo with her. Backhands it on net. Turned away and kicked to the far corner. Brown has her stick tied up, but good second effort fighting through it, and she gets the puck up to Woods, but Woods unable to corral it cleanly.
You know, one of Markham's keys to the game, and their message, the coach said before the game, was just outwork them and be super aggressive and use that to their advantage, and it's clearly worked in their favor so far.
Richard centers in front. Good stick play by Vanderbleek to knock that one down as Markham was mounting a menacing attack there. Simmons makes the pass, far side. Rattray runs out of room, and the puck as Fulton picks it up for the Furies. Fulton from the hash marks, drags it in front. Initial rebound there on. We're going to have a penalty after the play. Richards trying to step in and send a message on behalf of her goaltender, but a little too aggressive on that one, and Richards is going to the box for roughing.
There's their aggression there. They clearly don't want anyone touching their goalie, and they just sent them that message there, although she just gave her a quick little love tap. Don't want it to get in their head, and they're not taking anything from this Toronto Furies team here, as now it's their turn to go back on the power play as they're 2-0, or 0-2, my mistake. are looking to capitalize and get one back and on this lopsided score.
The face-off will come outside the Markham blue line, which is an interesting call because prior to the penalty, the face-off would have been held inside the zone, and with the penalty, you think it would be inside the zone, but outside the blue line, it gives Markham a chance to clear it down the ice. Richards in the box, and right now she's being, I guess, cheered on by a bunch of her players who have gone over to the box to talk to their coach and say, hey, coach, you talked to us about discipline. Where was yours on that play? I'm sure the girls all having a good laugh about that one as Beezer has it back at the blue line. Plays it into the far corner. Simmons checks Allen. O'Grady comes up with it for the Furies. Back to Allen. She's checked closely. Plays it back to the point. Campbell backhands it. Toronto really unable to get much going on their last power play. Let's see if they can create some offense this time around with 3:05 left in the period. O'Grady, far side, plays it down low behind the goal line where they get it back to the point for Beezer. That one to Fulton. Fulton tries to feed it back to Allen. Nothing doing yet. On the side of the goal, and well, they try jam it up there for the goaltender Howe to get a glove on it, and they finally whistle it down. 52 seconds left in the period. 2:47. Check that. 52 in the power play. 2:47 in the period.
Toronto just getting some fresh legs out here to get maybe a different look on this power play as the other power play. They were trying to work the puck a little too much down low and should have brought it up to the top and get those shots through. You never know what'll go in when you throw it on net.
Vela at the point, backhands it into the near corner. Dingledine had one of the better chances in this period for Toronto. Plays it back to the point. Molson shot! Oh, how did that not go in? Are you kidding me?
Howe is just standing on her head so far.
How does she do it? 2 highlight reel saves. If the first one wasn't a Save of the Year candidate, that one absolutely has to be. I was all set to say goal for the Furies, and somehow the Thunder and Erica Howe keep that puck out.
I thought that one was in for sure. She had a perfect opportunity to bury it. Don't know how that didn't go in.
Just couldn't pull the trigger. 5 seconds left on the power play here for the Furies, who were inches away from tying this game up. Back to five-a-side hockey, puck at the side of the net, and Howe gets her glove on that one, and a much-needed whistle there for the Thunder.
The Thunder probably feeling really frustrated right now as they're getting all those looks, and there it is right there. You almost see it go in, and then all of a sudden, her arm gets in the way, and that was just a beautiful save by her there, and puck squirts loose, and who knew what happened?
And you could see the crowd reaction. There were maybe 5 or 6 fans who had their hands up as if it was a goal, and then they put their hands atop their heads to, as if they were saying, are you kidding me? How does that not go in? What did we just see? Well, we're seeing a 1-0 scoreline right now between the Markham Thunder and the Toronto Furies, but that might be a little deceiving as we've had quality chances from both teams. Toronto trying to mount another attack here as Aramburu brings it in. The Furies with $1:20 left in the period trying to mount something. No love lost between these rivals as Hartwick gets right up in the grill of Ella Stewart. And we've seen Stewart be a bit of an agitator throughout this game, and she seems to be getting under the skin of a couple of these Thunder players. I'll make sure you stand by for our second intermission show as Beth will be down at ringside as she'll interview a player from the Markham Thunder. $1:20 left in the period off the face-off. Team scramble for possession. The puck trickles wide of the near side net, and Toronto cycle the puck around. Saunders back to the point. Campbell, her shot blocked, and Rattray now with room to skate. Jamie Lee Rattray brings it in. Oh, off the post! With a player draped all over her back, Jamie Lee Rattray rings it off the iron. Taylor Woods picks it up now for Markham. She's got Rattray heading to the net, but puck knocked away from Woods. Second chance, she centers it out. There's a shot with traffic in front. Bouncing puck wide of the net. 40 seconds remaining here in the period as the Thunder try double their tally in the dying moments. That shot blocked, and cleared down the ice, not far down the ice, just outside of the blue line. Gives Richards a chance to bring it back in. Physical play really stepping up here in the waning moments of this period. Just 15 seconds remaining. Campbell tries to hammer that one from distance, but it's obstructed, and maybe time for one last rush. 8 seconds remaining. Richards brings it across the blue line. Richards lets the shot fly into the skates of Molson, and with the sound of the buzzer, an exciting 40 minutes of hockey played. At least 20 more still to come as we get a look at the chance from Jamie Lee Rattray. Oh, so close to making this a 2-0 lead, but she rings it off the iron. And after 40 minutes of play, the scoreline, the Markham Thunder 1, the Toronto Furies 0. Well, make sure you stay tuned as Beth Clipper is standing by rinkside. She's waiting to speak with a Markham Thunder player. And we'll bring that interview to you in just a few moments here. Again, a quick recap. Just one goal scored in this game so far. And it came here in the second period, courtesy a power play marker by the Markham Thunder, as Kristen Barbara with the difference maker so far in this game. Les Canadiens Montreal picking up their first victory of the season earlier today over the Boston Blades, and Markham 20 minutes away from picking up a big win in the season opener here at the MasterCard Center against the Furies. You can see all the activity down there rinkside, including Brent Graham, the equipment manager for Markham. Love that look, that M with the bolt going through it. What a great logo for the Thunder. And then you can see all the minor hockey players here in attendance, either donning their jerseys or their favorite Furies jerseys as we get set for the Chuck-a-Puck. So our interview we'll get to it in just a few moments once all the spectators have cleared the area for us. I can tell you we're going to have the goal scorer, Kristen Barbara, as she's standing by with Beth Clipper. Again, you can connect with Beth and I throughout the broadcast. At Beth Clipper is how you can tweet Beth. You can tweet me. My name's Nico Cardarelli. My Twitter handle is @BroBehindTheMic. Love to get to a few of your tweets and shout-outs throughout the game. Let us know who you're cheering on and where you're watching from. And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't remind you to get social with the CWHL, as you can follow at the CWHL on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Join the discussion today. So we're just moments away from the interview as all the Puck-a-Chuck participants take their position, and that gives Beth a chance to take position here rinkside with Kristen Barbara. Again, Kristen getting the lone goal in this one so far. 1-0, the Markham Thunder lead the Toronto Furies. A power play marker from Kristen Barbara. Just a bit of a delay here as we get this one going. Again, this is the season opener for both teams and the home opener for the Toronto Furies. Toronto finishing last year's regular season with a record of 9 wins, 11 losses, 3 OT losses, 1 shootout loss, and 1 OT win. That's good for 22 points and 4th in the CWHL standings. Markham, 12, 10, 1, 1, and 1 for 26 points and a 3rd place finish in the regular season. Well, we've got the player ready, we've got the reporter ready, so we're going to throw it down to rinkside with Beth, who's standing by with Kristen Barbara.
Thanks. I'm here with Kristen Barbera, goal scorer for this 1-0 game so far. How do you feel this goal is going to improve your momentum going into the third period?
I think it brings a lot of confidence, and we're moving the puck well after that goal. So, I mean, can hope for the best, right? Just keep going.
So now it's 1-0. Still kind of a close lead. What do you guys need to do in this third period to keep that lead or possibly improve it?
I think we just need to build on what we did in the first two periods, speed, move the puck well, and just drive the net for shots.
You guys are clearly outworking them. What do you think you guys need to do to shut down their offense and just be more stronger on your feet?
I think we need to be a little more connected in the D zone, but other than that, I think we're working well in the offensive zone together.
Thank you so much. Back up to you, Nico.
Thank you, Beth, and thank you, Kristen. We appreciate both of your efforts here this evening. And before we throw it to break, I want to give a couple of quick Twitter shout-outs. A big shout-out to Greg, who's tuned in. He tweets, enjoying the stream, love that these games are being streamed, hashtag CWHL, hashtag We Are The Game. And a big shout out to Jessica, who's tuning in from Plaster Rock, New Brunswick, as she cheers on the Furies. We've got more CWHL live action coming up after 40 minutes of play. It's the Markham Thunder 1, the Toronto Furies 0. You're watching CWHL Live.
Kimmy, you do know that there's only 4 seasons, right?
Then how do you explain the way kids wish away the summer because we can't wait to play in the fall? Or how teammates often become best mates? Or how families happily vacation in Winnipeg in January because that's where the tournament is? So you see, Miss Woods, there is a 5th season, and it's the best season in Canada.
So you're talking about hockey?
Oh, it's more than just talking, Miss Woods.
Scotiabank is proud to support over 5,000 teams in Canada's 5th season.
The thing that excites me the most about this collection is the fact that we're able to celebrate the diversity of the Canadian landscape. Our actual campaign really celebrates the beauty that Canada is.
To be with a brand that fully encourages women to reach their goals and their true abilities, that's something that's really special.
Sanderson passes it to Westfall, takes a shot, and it's a no-goal. Westfall passes it to Sanderson, who passes it to Bobby Orr.
Right, his shot that was wide, and Keenan cleared it, but not out. Bobby Orr behind the net to Sanderson. Orr! Bobby Orr! To the Boston Bruins! Up the center and coming in is Lou. Doing like center net. He got scores! Ellie McDonald! 5:10 left to play in the second. Here's Lemieux. His center penalty coming out. Look at Lemieux. Oh my heavens. What a goal. What a move. Lemieux. Oh baby. Here's the shot. Henderson made a wild stab for it fell. Here's another shot. Right by the score. And he's done it. And scores for Canada.
And the crowd goes wild.
Welcome back inside the MasterCard Center. I'm here with Dr. Cameron Marshall, the real doctor. Sorry about that last interview, and sorry about that, Commissioner Brenda. But I'm here with Cameron. You're the doctor for the CWHL. Now, what are some baseline testings that you do for the players here?
So we do a number of baseline tests with the players with the CWHL across Canada for all the teams. Things like balance, memory, concentration abilities, reaction time, things like that that are affected by concussion.
So what are the procedures you guys use when a player gets a concussion and their recovery? What do you guys use to determine their playability?
Yeah, so they may undergo a baseline again just to assess them. For the most part, it's a clinical diagnosis. So if there's a mechanism of injury, meaning an impact, followed by the onset of concussion symptoms, then it would be a clinical diagnosis. And then from there, we would use baseline testing in order to help with the management and the return to play process.
When a player faces more than one concussion and they have a history of concussions, Do you guys set a limit as to how many or when they want to return to play, or if they still want to play?
Yeah, so unfortunately there's no set number of how many concussions is too many concussions. What we're starting to realize is obviously that more is worse than less. But generally the rule of thumb is if the player is starting to get concussed with less and less force each time, and then each time they do get a concussion, it's taking longer and longer to recover, then generally that would come down to a decision between the medical staff and the player, as well as the association, that perhaps hockey is not the best sport for this athlete to continue playing.
When it comes to like equipment, like the mouth guards and the helmets, how do you guys make sure that the players have the best of the best and ensure the helmets are fitting properly, or do you feel that there is a preventative measure with those equipment?
Yeah, unfortunately, there is no protective equipment that can prevent concussion. For the most part, helmet is designed to prevent skull fractures and things like that. So the helmets, unfortunately, aren't able to stop the concussion because it's still the brain moving inside of the skull. And mouth guards, actually, there's no really good evidence to show that they are protective for concussion either. The big thing with helmets is to ensure proper fit, CSA approval, things like that.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Kimmy, you do know that there's only 4 seasons, right?
Then how do you explain the way kids wish away the summer because we can't wait to play in the fall? Or how teammates often become best mates? Or how families happily vacation in Winnipeg in January because that's where the tournament is? So you see, Miss Woods, there is a 5th season, and it's the best season in Canada.
So you're talking about hockey?
Oh, it's more than just hockey, Miss Woods.
Scotiabank is proud to support over 5,000 teams in Canada's 5th season.
The thing that excites me the most about this collection is the fact that we're able to celebrate the diversity of the Canadian landscape. Our actual campaign really celebrates the beauty that Canada is.
To be with a brand that fully encourages women to reach their goals and their true abilities, that's something that's really special.
Sanderson passes it to Westfall, takes a shot, and it's a no-goal. Westfall passes it to Sanderson, who passes it to Bobby Orr.
Tried a shot that was wide and Keenan cleared it but not out. Bobby Orr behind the net to Sanderson. Orr! Bobby Orr! To the Boston Bruins! Up the center, coming in as Lou. Hillendyke center net. They scores! Matty McDonald! 5:10 left to play in the second. Here's Lemieux. His center penalty coming out. Look at Lemieux! Oh my heavens! What a goal! What a move! Lemieux! Oh baby! Here's a shot. Henderson made a wild stab towards Bell. Here's another shot. Right by the score! Henderson has scored for Canada!
And the crowd goes wild!
Kimmy, you do know that there's only 4 seasons, right?
Then how do you explain the way kids wish away the summer because we can't wait to play in the fall? Or how teammates often become best mates? Or how families happily vacation in Winnipeg in January because that's where the tournament is? So you see, Miss Woods, there is a 5th season, and it's the best season in Canada.
So you're talking about hockey?
Oh, it's more than just hockey, Miss Woods.
Scotiabank is proud to support over 5,000 teams in Canada's 5th season.
The thing that excites me the most about this collection is the fact that we're able to celebrate the diversity of the Canadian landscape. Our actual campaign really celebrates the beauty that Canada is.
To be with a brand that fully encourages women to reach their goals and their true abilities, that's something that's really special.
Sanderson passes it to Westfall, takes a shot, and it's a no-goal. Westfall passes it to Sanderson, who passes it to Bobby Orr.
Tried a shot that was wide and Keenan cleared it but not out. Bobby Orr behind the net to Sanderson. Orr! Bobby Orr! The Boston Bruins!
Welcome back to the MasterCard Center in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, as we get set to bring you the third period of play presented by Scotiabank. You're watching CWHL Live. I'm Nico Cardarelli, joined up in our broadcast booth by Beth Clipper, and let's give a quick shout out to our technical crew behind the scenes, led by the one and only Steve Mitchell, doing a great job getting all the great images and making us look good too. We want to thank them for their hard work all year long. Well, through 40 minutes of play, it's been quite a back and forth contest, teams trading chances, but ultimately just one crooked number up on the scoreboard, and it's the Markham Thunder with a 1-0 lead, courtesy a Kristen Barbera goal on the power play in the second period. Beth, we should have one heck of a third period to close this game out.
Yeah, both teams hungry for this win, and both girls all hungry for more goals too. Everyone wants that first goal up of the season.
We're underway here in the third period of play. You're watching CWHL Live as it's the Markham Thunder and Toronto Furies battling here tonight at the MasterCard Center. Toronto skating left to right across your screens here in this third period, wearing those blue jerseys with white trim, and they trail 1-0. A little bit undisciplined, taking a few too many penalties, and it ended up leading to the power play goal by Barbera. Toronto trying to find an equalizer here early in the third. They dig the puck out of the scrum. Nothing doing as Grigg comes up with it for Markham. Plays it up to the near side for Rattray. Rattray has Woods with her, lets the shot fly, but that one off the shin pads of Gaskin and into the near corner, where Woods scoops it up. Plays it back down low to Costa. Costa tries to shield it from the defender Molson. Woods spins away but ends up losing the puck in the process, and a chance for Toronto to clear the zone. Woods keeps it in for the time being. Now it's in the stick of Prevost as she, knee-on-knee collision there. Tried to sidestep the hit. No call. Play continues on, and Carolyn Prevost will head over to the bench. Stewart, that's Ella Stewart on the puck first for Toronto. Ends up back in the corner where Molson fend on the initial attempt. Second chance, and she ends up giving it away there. Costa centered it out front. Puck still loose in the scrum. Battling away for it. Backhander here by Costa. Bouncing puck ends up trickling wide of the net.
It was great clear by the defense there. Just try to stay calm in those situations and clear the puck to the side.
They clear the puck down the ice where the Thunder end up turning it over. Rambaroo can't step around the defender. They keep the puck in the zone for the time being, and just as quickly Markham, they cleared it out only to bring it back in their zone. Simmons under pressure, can't get to that puck. It's out to center ice as teams battle for possession. That was Urban crashing down to the ice on the good forechecking effort. And behind the play, we've got a penalty to the Furies. It's going to be Jenna Dingledine heading to the box. So a 2-minute power play interference, the call coming up here for the Thunder as we approach 2.5 minutes played here in the third period.
And she was not happy about that call. Tried to go after the ref and get that explanation, and she really didn't understand why she got the penalty. Toronto just needs to be more disciplined here in the third and stay out of the box, because we already know Markham can capitalize as they've done before.
1 for 3 on the power play here this evening are the Thunder. Costa steps off the half wall, lets the shot fly, big rebound. But Vanderbleek scoops it up in desperation. She had traffic on the doorstep. Good play by the Toronto goalie.
Yeah, she was quick on the rebound. She knows she's got to work on her rebound control so far, as a couple of goals have come from that. And opportunities as well.
Costa steps in to take the draw for Markham. She's got McParland on her left wing and McIntosh on the right. Barbera at the point on the left side, and Jess Hartwick patrolling the point on the right side. She keeps it in, but just as quickly, Prevost flips it out of the zone for the Furies. Barbera passed over to Hartwick, who, at least in the eyes of assistant coach Kevin Stone, may be the smartest player in the league, Jess Hartwick.
She does make great decisions with the puck, and she knows how to quarterback a power play, as I've seen her do it firsthand out with the Ryerson women's hockey team.
McParland with the puck on her stick, near side hash marks, just tries to hold it against the wall. They try get a touch pass in front to Costa, nothing doing with 1:05 left on the power play. Kept in at the point by Costa, bookmark that one. Tried to feed it near side, McParland tees it up. Oh, she had all sorts of power behind that, but not quite the tracking on it. There's a shot from the point, turned away by the stick of Vanderbleek. Rebound into the corner, and Shannon Molson will get it to the line, but not out. McParland with the puck again, 45 seconds. Toe drag, and she just loses the edge on that one.
It's like McParland's on replay. She loves those toe drags. She loves to take that shot. Similar to the Ovechkin style, and Patrick Kane go down on one knee, take that right from the dot.
Well, there's certainly no lack of confidence in her game or in her life in general. I got the opportunity to MC the Markham Thunder golf tournament earlier this summer, and McParland, well, she was quite charismatic there that evening on the mic, and she's been quite the joy to watch here tonight on the ice. Still working for her first of the year as Rattray steps in, lets the shot fly. 5 seconds left on the power play. Nothing doing there. Some good opportunities for Markham as Rattray creates a turnover. Lets the shot go, and again turned away by Vanderbleek. She's been busy, but she's been good. Sonia Vanderbleek with another save.
Markham's been notorious for taking that puck, stepping into the shot, and just letting that shot go. And so far it's worked in their favor, and they just keep peppering Sonia with all these shots, and another one's bound to go in anytime soon.
Well, like you said earlier, you keep throwing pucks at the net. Eventually something good is going to happen, and Markham has certainly made an effort to get pucks in deep and get pucks on goal all game long, and especially here to start the third period as they dig that one out of the corner. Nice job by the Furies to advance the puck up. Here comes Dingledine, far side wing, centered out front. Oh, what a save! Big rebound, loose puck side of the goal, and Markham under desperate pressure there just cleared away. But another tremendous save by Erica Howe. I mean, this is a completely different game if Howe isn't on her mark today.
Yeah, that was a great play, just dropping the puck up to that trailer and getting that shot away. There's a lot of traffic in front of the net. That was a great save by Howe.
Just coming off a camp with Team Canada, Erica Howe bringing her A game here this evening for the Markham Thunder as we've got 14:47 left to play in the third period. You're watching CWHL Live. You can tune in all season long at the CWHL.com/watch. Well, we've been getting some great Twitter interactions, and I want to give a shout out to Sydney and some of her friends who are tuning in from an American university in DC, and they're cheering on the Thunder. So thank you for tuning in, and we'll see if the Thunder can hold on as Prevost brings the puck in for Toronto, rips that one just wide of the far post.
Well, as you said about the Thunder, they have two Americans on the team themselves, so you know who those two are, who they're cheering on.
Lots of good representation from all around the world across this league, and of course with the two additions of the teams from China, KRS, Red Star, and Vanke Rays. It's going to be a tremendous year, and it'll be great to welcome in everybody from China tuning in for those games, and potentially here tonight as well. As that time, nothing doing for the Thunder, or for the Furies. Here come the Thunder in transition. McIntosh tries to stick handle, splitting the defenders, but the puck knocked away from her. Still has it. McIntosh centers out front just behind McParland. Otherwise, she would have had a good chance to tuck that one in. Here's a foot race to negate the icing call. Fulton goes one-on-one with the goaltender Howe, and Howe maybe running a little bit of interference there, gets away with it.
Howe just wants to play aggressive too. She just stood up for herself there. She's not going to take anything herself.
Veteran goaltender, smart heads-up play. Fulton ended up being tackled at the end of that sequence, and she'll head to the bench for a much-earned rest there. The Furies played off the glass and out to center ice, but Markham have possession here, led by Megan DeLay. Contact there between Brown and Allen. Play continues on as it's scooped up by Delaney, just as quickly knocked off her stick. Delaney and DeLay go into the corner. It's DeLay who comes up with it, leaves it for Skeets. Devin Skeets, who's been buzzing all game long. She's had some great chances, just hasn't quite had the finishing touch yet, but certainly a lot to be positive about in her game. Nothing doing that time, rubbed out, and here comes Toronto back the other way. Sharp angle one, never made it on net as Kidd tried to lift that one. And here comes Woods for Markham in transition. Woods tries to feed it through the defenders and goal bound, but it ends up going wide. Kept in at the line, pinching in from the line, centered in front as it was Grigg trying to connect with Woods. And what an effort there by Grigg, nearly caused a turnover. What she did do was draw a penalty. The Furies will be called for elbowing here, sending Markham back to the power play with 12:18 to go in the third period.
You can tell the Furies just frustrated and flustered as they're just taking those lazy penalties and just getting a little bit too aggressive. Right now they just need to relax and calm down and find their ground because they are looking pretty scrambly out there right now. They just need to kill this penalty off.
Shannon Molson, one of the alternate captains, and again, one of the longest-serving Toronto Fury players out there, having a discussion with the refs about the call, but surprise, surprise, no minds are changed. Players still in the box. Markham to the power play, and right off the draw, rolling puck in on Vanderbleek. She'll hold that one. Buck 55 in the power play, 12:13 to go in the period. The Markham Thunder leading the Toronto Furies by a score of 1-0. The lone goal coming on the power play, courtesy a nice wrist shot by Kristen Barbera.
As we just wait for Furies goaltender to get set here. Looks like she's been having some trouble adjusting her pads and gloves throughout the game.
Those pads Vanderbleek wears, they look like they are from the 80s. Honestly, like that kind of Warren Bryan style. It's a pretty nice look, but surprised she hasn't opted for an upgrade.
They're very worked in.
They're doing the trick, though. She's backstopped her team here, saving everything except for one that came on the power play for Markham, and they're on the power play once again here. They are 1 for 4 on the evening with the man advantage as Rattray tries to bring it into the zone. Held up. Woods gets it down low to Rattray. Rattray tries to sidestep in. Rolling puck. Woloschuk lets it fly. What a save by Vanderbleek, who was so aggressive there in the butterfly.
Really stepped out of her crease there and
Yep.
was like, I'm taking this shot.
Yep, brilliant goaltending there by Vanderbleek to go out and challenge the shooter. Still, though, Markham with the power play, 55 seconds remaining on the advantage. Rattray tried to step around the defender, nothing doing, and cleared down the ice where Carolyn Prevost, hustling hard, will get to it first for the Furies. She loses an edge, gets right back to her feet, and tries to take on 3 different Markham players. Still going after them. Relentless is the forechecking effort by Prevost.
You can see her just trying to outwork them. It's a 3v1. Usually the one doesn't come away with the puck in that situation, and she did for the most part.
Markham will start things up across center ice with 20 seconds left on the power play. McParland cuts to the middle, tried to split the D, lost the puck, shot that one off a couple of bodies, kept in by Barbera. Barbera lets that shot fly right on, and Vanderbleek, who knocked the puck down, jumps on the rebound to hold it for the draw with 10:26 left in the third.
Only 8 seconds left on this power play. Time's running short, but Toronto Fury looks like they're still trying to outwork this team, and Gaskin's back on the ice. It looked like she went off hurt earlier. She seems to be okay and shaking it off as she's ready to kill the rest of this penalty.
Costa steps in to take the draw for Markham. It's Fulton who will be asked to leave the face-off dot for Toronto, so Dingle Dean comes in her place. Costa wins it back to the point. Barbera, her shot, easily steered aside. And with the penalty over, here comes Gagne out of the box for Toronto. She's got a chance to pick up the loose puck in Markham territory, and she brings it into the near corner. Dumped, and a couple of Toronto players on the bench reacting as if there should have been a call. Nothing doing. Play continues on. Dingledine centers it out front, but it was on the backhand of Fulton. She never could corral it cleanly, and now a potential 2-on-1 for Markham. McParland takes it right on, and that one's turned away by Vanderbleek. Nice D. She never could get the pass across. The shot was the only option, and Vanderbilt turns that away.
That was also a great back check. They took away the pass, so the only option she had was to shoot, and the goalie was ready for that. That's what they want in those 2-on-1 situations. They want to take the shot over the pass.
Rattray in a foot race to try and negate the icing. Unable to this time, so we'll have a stoppage with 9.5 minutes remaining in the third period. A great game here this evening, and we want to remind you to tune in next week as we'll be live at the home of the Markham Thunder as they get set to host KRS Red Star, make their first North American appearance on CWHL Live.
How exciting is that going to be? This organization has just been growing from 5 teams now to 7, and those 2 China teams are just at such diversity, and be really exciting experience for the girls to go over there and play them.
Oh, it's huge. And personally, I can't wait to reconnect with head coach of KRS, former head coach of the Boston Blades, Digit Murphy. Great to see her back in the league. She's the type of advocate that these players need, and certainly she gets the most out of her players. So it'll be a really great game next week, one you won't want to miss when the Thunder host Red Star. Grigg tries to let that shot fly off a shin pad and along the far boards, where Toronto have an even 9 minutes to try find a tying goal here on home ice. They dump the puck in. Howe out of her net, leaves it for the defender, Simmons. If you're not already following the Markham Thunder on Facebook, well, I'll get to that in a moment, as Allen causes a turnover. That shot turned away by the pad of Howe. What I was going to say before that scoring chance so rudely interrupted me was that the Markham Thunder, you have to give them a follow on Facebook. This offseason, Dania Simmons, Jamie Lee Rattray, Kristen Richards, Liz Knox, and a couple other players had a tremendous photo shoot where, as we've got a penalty, slashing being called here against the Furies, so discipline becoming an issue, but those players and a few others with a very Hanson Brothers-like photo shoot. I suggest you check out the Markham Thunder Facebook page and check out those awesome pictures.
Yeah, the Fury are just really running into penalty trouble here as she slashed her stick right out of the Markham Thunder hands, and that's an obvious penalty. You're always going to get called for that one.
Easy for the officials when the evidence is laying on the ice, and we'll see if Markham can capitalize here on the power play, as they've gone 1 for 5 thus far. That blocker save by Vanderbleek steered over to the near boards. Costa plays it back to the line. Barbara, nothing doing that time, makes the pass off. They feed it near side to Hartwick. Hartwick back to the point, just out of the reach of Barbara, and over the blue line where, she nearly gave it up shorthanded to Prevost. Barbara, as we've got a couple really animated fans down to our right.
Oh, yeah. I heard an I know her, so she's got her own little crowd behind the bench there.
Costa tries to feed it out front to McParlin, but a little too much sauce on that one. Couldn't get a clean shot away. Costa. Far side point to Barbara. 1 minute left in the Markham power play. The shot from the point blocked, but held in here by Costa. Bookmark that. Centered in front. Barbara spinning backhander. Oh, that would have been a highlight of the night goal, but the shot goes wide of the cage.
Some confidence there. She took it to her backhand. She wanted to shoot it like that, so some people would opt for their forehand.
McIntosh, tried to set up McParland on the one-timer. The pass a little bit out of reach. McParland tried to kick it to her skate, or to her stick rather, but by the time that it was done, space had closed out and Toronto had cleared the zone. Here comes Taylor Woods, right back for Markham. Stick handles, makes the pass to Rattray. Oh, what a glove save! Vanderbleek was positioned and ready for that as the sniper, Jamie Lee Rattray, got bested by the goalie on that one.
Yeah, she's looking more confident now. She's been taking all these shots and gobbling up those rebounds. She's not letting anything else get past her.
20 seconds left on the Markham power play. They win the face-off back to Wallace-Chuck. Her shot right on. Not a lot of traffic there, so pretty easy save for Vanderbilt.
A shot like that, you want to get traffic in front of the net. You want to screen the goalie. That was a beautiful shot that made it through.
So they'll try again off the offensive zone draw. Wallace-Chuck once again with the puck. Spins away from the defender and in the process ends up having her pocket picked with just 5 seconds remaining on the power play. That'll do it for Markham. More importantly, though, 2 more minutes gone off the clock, and they are now 6:20 away from picking up a big win on the road here in game number 1. Centered out front on the wraparound by Rattray. Richards had a chance to tap it, but again, Vanderbleek there to make the saves.
She almost had her fooled there as she brought the puck around the net and slid it out front. Some great defense there as they stepped up and didn't let anyone touch their goalie after that play. But
and
they can relax now. Hopefully they're off the penalty kill for now.
Vanderbleek again, the starter here in Toronto this year after Kessler decided to step away. And certainly a great career, and we wish Christina Kessler all the best. But Vanderbleek doing an incredible job here, stepping in and taking over the goaltending reins for the Furies. Of course, Sammy Jo Small on the bench backing up Vanderbleek tonight, and nice to see Billy Bridges in the house as well. Team Canada sledge hockey member and of course husband of Sammy Jo Small. As Kidd tries to hold the puck in the line for Toronto. They had a good chance moments ago, was turned away, and the Furies will have to start up again behind their own net with just 5:30 remaining in the third period, trailing 1-0.
Markham's just applied so much pressure on their forecheck, creating those turnovers in the D zone for the Furies, not being able to break it out very well.
It's really impressive that they've been able to keep up that forecheck, especially with a shorter bench here tonight. Certainly no fatigue setting in yet for the Thunder, and that's a great sign. As they'll maintain possession. Oh, they turn it over as Gagne gets it away from Grigg. Grigg quickly regains it and plays it off the boards past Woods, but onto the stick of King. King checked closely by Campbell. Becca King still with it for Markham. They have it behind the net, tied up, centered out front. Wallace-Chuck off the side of the goal. You don't get many chances better than that one, and Taylor Woods, who had the goaltender down and out, couldn't quite put it between the posts. Toronto
Just on that back door. It was like a gift, and it looked like it went in from the mesh, but so close.
And that's why I was delayed. I wanted to make sure that that wasn't in. You certainly thought there was a good chance that was going in, but Taylor Woods, a little snake bitten on that chance. Dingeldine shot from distance, blocker side on Howe. As we've got 4:07 left to play in the third period. Probably a little bit early to see Vanderbleek head to the bench, but we'll certainly keep an eye on her. And when Jeff Flanagan will make the motion for his goaltender as that backhander attempt turned away. Carolina Urban with a good chance in tight there for Markham.
Time's running out. Toronto's just itching to get on the board, but they're going to need to work on their defense zone. And all starts with the breakout, and that gains your momentum moving into the offensive zone. So they just need to stay calm and play their game.
Well, they've got 3:50 left here to play their game and maybe find a tying goal as they trail 1-0 on home ice here at the MasterCard Center in Toronto, Ontario. You're watching CWHL Live, and we're watching some great stick handling by the Markham Thunder and Lindsey Gregg, who let the shot go wide. McParland with the puck on her stick. Hartwick with the shot from the point through traffic, and again, good job by Vanderbleek to track it and hold it for no second chance.
She's been able to see all those shots, so she's been able to get a glove on it or just gobble those pucks up. Markham's just got to get traffic in front of the net, and they'll get another one up on the board.
Richards steps in to take the draw for Markham. Beezer there for the Furies. And it's the Furies that come up with possession. Ella Stewart makes the pass far side to Fulton. Emily Fulton off the end boards, tried to bank it off the end boards for a centering pass. It's broken up, and then the subsequent centering opportunities, a turnover as Rattray brings it up the ice for Markham. Rattray lets it fly. Oh, nearly caught Vanderbleek on that one. Long stretch pass intended for Fulton, broken up. 2:50 remaining here in the third period. Kidd steps up, loses the puck, poked away from her. Foot race, and Rattray comes up with it. Jamie Lee Rattray tried the toe drag to get around Campbell. Nothing doing. Jess Vella Her pass intended for her teammate Julie Allen. That's broken up as we've got 2.5 minutes remaining in the third period. Near side, Skeets couldn't quite hold the zone and then ends up colliding with a Furies player. They'll call it offside, but Skeets had her stick kind of wrenched out of her hands, and she'll head to the bench.
That was quite the noise and the slash. It even broke her stick in that
thought
moment.
so,
It
yeah.
did, yeah. She looked like she was in a little bit of a pain there, as not only did she get her stick, she got her whole arm. And
So we've got a timeout on the ice here called by the Furies.
2 minutes left, so they're really going to take this time to regroup and potentially pull Sonia out of the net to get that extra attacker on the ice and just throw everything at the net, and it's full offense from here right now.
I was just going to ask you to put your coaching hat on, and with 2:25 left in the third, you've got the offensive zone draw. You just took a timeout. What are you doing with your goaltender?
As soon as the puck drops, I'd say pull her. You know he's drawing up a face-off right now. He's relegating as to which player he wants out on the net. He's going to get his shots figured out left and right.
So
give it to someone for that one-timer.
So you leave her in for the face-off to see who gets possession and then go from there. Interesting.
Yeah, you never know with those quick clears.
Yep, and there's a lot of time there, 2:25. So, and I think head coach Jeff Flanagan sides with you on this one as Vanderbleek will skate back to the net. Now, I'd expect her to hang out around the hash marks. And we'll keep an eye for when she heads to the bench, but off the draw, Toronto wins it. Campbell with the shot from the point. That one's blocked. Still in the zone for now. Markham cleared down the length of the ice. This will be an icing call here against the Thunder. 2:14 left in the third.
So maybe at this point, they're probably going to try to redo that face-off draw and use what coach just drew up for them. And maybe not. They're making a switch here, so probably told him out there what he wants them to do. You can see them. Oh, and there's the goalie pull right now. She's out of the net, and there goes the extra attacker. And Toronto's looking for this goal to tie up the game.
2:14 left in the third period of play. It's the Markham Thunder with a tenuous 1-0 lead over the Toronto Thunder, and over the Toronto Furies, and the Furies with the goaltender out, and 2 minutes even remaining here in the third. The Thunder will try lock this one down. Can Toronto mount a comeback? Dingledine plays it forward. Tripped up there was Beezer. No call. Play continues on. Wallace-Chuck with the puck. Intended for Grigg. That's broken up. Pinned in. Allen, good job to keep the puck in the zone. $1:40 now remaining in regulation. Grigg battling along the near side boards. Dingledine in there as well for Toronto. Beezer endures a check, but the Furies still battling for the puck, and they'll come up with it. As Fulton has it taken away from her. That shot from the point. Big rebound. Oh, fanning on that chance. Julie Allen. Oh, she knows that she just missed a golden opportunity. Tough break there for the veteran, Julie Allen. I'd be curious to see on the replay if she just fans on it. No, you know what? A bit of a fan, but that puck was rolling a little bit on her, too. That was a tough one to corral.
She'll want that one back for sure, especially with a close game like this and little time left.
Wilson tries to hammer one to the net. That's blocked and into the far corner. Prevost can't complete the pass to her teammate. Markham flip it along the near side boards, but it'll stay in the zone. Good job by Molson to pinch in. Williams in there for the Furies. Hartwick, and with less than a minute to go here in regulation, the Furies are going to have to pull out everything plus the kitchen sink to try find a tying goal. At the point, fake shot, there they let it fly. Getting in the way of that one. Good gutsy effort by Carolina Urban to put her body down to block it. 38 seconds remaining. Loose puck between the blue lines, and it'll be Hartwick who comes up with it for Markham. Plays it forward, nothing doing. Molson with 28 seconds remaining now in regulation. She's forced behind her own net here. Shannon Molson, time certainly a factor now. 19 seconds remaining in regulation. The Furies desperate to try get something going. They get the puck forward across the blue line. Dump it in, 10 seconds remaining. The Markham Thunder hanging on, 5 seconds. There's a shot, loose puck in front. Molson hammers it just wide of the net. And despite the last-minute effort by the Furies, the Thunder weather the storm and hold on for a 1-0 win to open up the season. Plenty of dramatics late, plenty of great chances all game long. And for all the shots on net, for all the outstanding saves, we have one goal after 60 minutes of play, and that was the difference maker. So congratulations to the Markham Thunder, who earned their first win as the Markham Thunder. And it all came on a power play goal by Kristen Barbara. A big win for the Thunder, a tough loss for the Furies. But these teams won't have to wait long to get back to action, as they'll be playing again tomorrow afternoon here at the MasterCard Center. The teams shake hands at center ice. The Furies with 24 shots total at the end, and I believe they said Markham with 40 total. That would make sense. Vanderbleek was certainly the busier of the two goaltenders, as the Furies stand at center ice, ready to salute the crowd. So that's the game here. The Markham Thunder take this one by a 1-0 score over the Toronto Furies. But don't go anywhere. We've got Beth Clipper standing by ringside as we get set to bring you an interview with one of the stars of this game here tonight. And one last chance to remind you folks that you can connect with us all season long on social media. Follow at the CWHL on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram to join the conversation. And you can connect with Beth and I. You can tweet at Beth Clipper, or you can tweet me, Nico Cardarelli, at Bro Behind the Mic. Third star of this game, and certainly well-deserved, Toronto goaltender Sonia Vanderbleek. Turning away 39 of 40 shots tonight, really with a gutsy effort. But unfortunately for the Furies, it just wasn't enough. And it wasn't enough because of the incredible effort of the second star of this game, Erica Howe, who backstops her team to a 1-0 shutout win. 24 saves, 24 shots, 24 saves for the Markham goaltender. Kristen Barbera, your first star of the game, as she gets the lone goal in this one. The game-winning goal for the Markham Thunder. Well, that was one heck of a game between two rivals. No love lost, but certainly lots of love here from the fans. And we get set to throw it down to ringside as we've got Beth Clipper standing by with Erica Howe.
Thanks, Nico. I'm here with second star Erica Howe. Congrats on the 1-0 win. You're coming off from Team Canada camp, so what was your mindset going into this first game?
I think just get comfortable with my teammates. You know, a new year, we have a lot of turnover, a lot of new players, so get comfortable, lots of talk, and kind of see what we're working with.
I had 2 highlight reel saves in that play. Those were amazing. What's it like getting the first win of the season?
It feels really good, you know, pressure's off. I think the last 2 years we lost the first 4 games of the season, so right away just coming out the back, getting a big win, and like coming together as a team, because I think in terms of coming together as a team, like being on the bench and playing together and coming out with a win, it really helps. So hopefully it helps out moving forward.
Yeah, especially, well, now moving forward, what are some takeaways going into your next game?
I think something we want to do as a team is just get better every game. So kind of we saw what we have, we know what we're working with, and like moving forward, we want to get better every single game.
Thank you, Eric Howe. Congrats. You're watching CWHL Hockey. Back up to you, Nico.
Thank you, Beth. Thank you, Erica. And congratulations to Erica Howe and the Markham Thunder, the goaltender turning away all the shots tonight, backstopping her team to a 1-0 victory. Well, a big thank you to all of you at home for tuning in to CWHL Live. Once again, I want to acknowledge our technical crew behind the scenes, led by Steve Mitchell, doing a great job as always. For Beth Clipper, I'm Nico Cardarelli. We want to thank you all for tuning in, as this stream was brought to you by Hilberg and Burke. Check out the live stream schedule by visiting thecwhl.com, and we'll see you next weekend in Markham.